Hello everyone, welcome to National Standard Examination in Junior Science 2016 Physics Solutions. Two bodies A and B are charged with equal magnitude of charge, but A with positive charge and B with negative. If MA and MB are masses before charging and MA dash and MB dash are masses after charging, then a body attains positive charge by losing electrons and a body attains negative charge by gaining electrons. Mass of the electron is 9.11 into 10 power minus 31 kg, which is negligibly small. Since object A is positively charged, it loses some mass, so MA dash equal to MA minus M naught. Object B is negatively charged, so it gains some mass, so MB dash equal to MB plus M naught. A conductor of length L has varying cross section with area 2A at point P and A at point Q as shown in figure. If it carries a steady current I, then net charge per unit volume near P is more than net charge per unit volume near Q. Net charge per unit volume near P is less than net charge per unit volume near Q. Current per unit area near P is more than current per unit area near Q. Current per unit area near P is less than current per unit area near Q. Current flowing through the conductor I equal to NAEVD. From there I by A, which is current per unit area, which is also known as current density, equal to NEVD. Here N is number of charge carriers per unit volume, A is cross sectional area of the conductor, E is charge on electron and Vd is drift velocity of the electrons. So drift velocity is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So current per unit area at P is less than current per unit area near Q. Vessels A and B are made up of conducting material. Both contain water. Vessel A floats in B. Vessel B is now heated at a uniform rate then. As heat is applied to vessel B, the water present in B takes the heat from which it is transferred to water in vessel A. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade, after which its temperature remains constant. As the water in vessel B starts boiling, it starts getting vaporized. So water in vessel A reaches 100 degrees centigrade temperature but doesn't boil. A body thrown vertically up reaches maximum height and returns. Its acceleration is downward during both ascent and descent, downward at all positions except at the highest point where it is 0, upward during both ascent and descent, downward during ascent and upward during descent. Acceleration due to gravity acts always towards the center of the earth. For smaller heights, that is h is very much negligible when compared to r, radius of the earth, it can be taken to be acting vertically downward. It does not depend on the direction of motion of the body. Whether the body is moving vertically downward or upward, acceleration due to gravity always acts downwards. Velocity of a particle moving along a straight line varies with time as shown in figure. Net force acting on the particle are F1, F2, F3, F4 and F5 in the intervals OA, AB, BC, CD and DE respectively. Identify the correct statement. See the diagram carefully. OA, F1 is positive and constant. AB, F2 is negative and constant. BC, F3 is 0. CD, F4 is positive and constant. DE, F5 is negative and constant. These values we have taken from velocity time graph. The slope of velocity time graph gives you acceleration. Force is mass into acceleration. So F1 and F2 are in opposite directions. A wooden block W is suspended by a cord from a heavy steel ball B. The entire system is dropped from certain height, neglecting air resistance, the tension in the cord. Acceleration due to gravity is same for every freely falling body. The wooden block and the steel bar are falling under gravity with the same acceleration, so the tension in the cord connecting them is 0. A circus performer of weight W is standing on a wire as shown in figure. The tension in the wire is As seen in the diagram, tension in the string can be resolved into two rectangular components. T cos theta components on either side cancel each other. T sin theta components on either side act in upward direction to support the weight of the person. So 2t sin theta equal to W, from which we get t equal to W by 2 sin theta. As theta is small, sin theta is very small, so the tension in the wire is much greater than W by 2. In the following diagram, O is a point object and I is the image formed by a concave mirror. Identify the diagram in which the position of the image is nearly correct. In the given diagram, the object is represented with a black dot and the image is with a circle. The object is placed between focal point and pole of the mirror. So its image should be formed behind the mirror and it should be magnified. So the correct option would be first diagram. Following diagram shows refraction of parallel beam of light rays through a spherical surface. Identify the correct diagram. As light travels from denser medium to rarer medium, it bends away from normal. As light travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards normal. In the second diagram, as the light rays are entering the denser medium, they are bending towards normal. So the second one is the correct diagram. In the diagram, M1 and M2 are two plane mirrors at right angles to each other. O is a luminous point object. Consider two images formed due to first reflection at M1 and M2. The area of the triangle formed by the object and the two images is image distance equal to object distance in the case of a plane mirror. The object and the two images formed by the mirrors M1 and M2 form an isosceles triangle. Area of the triangle is half into base into height. So the area comes out to be 8 cm square. See the diagram for some time for a clarity. A fisherman of height h is standing on the bank of a lake. A fish is in the water, pursues his height as h dash. Then a fisherman of height h is standing in rarer medium, that is air. The fish is looking at him from denser medium, that is water. As the light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards the normal as shown in figure. So the height of the fisherman as pursued by the fish is h1, that is greater than h. Object A is completely immersed in water. True weight of object A is WA. Weight of water with beaker is WB. Let B be the buoyancy force. W1 and W2 are scale readings of the spring balance and weighing scale respectively. Then the relation between W1, W2 and WA, WB would be true weight of the object A, that is weight in air, is WA. Weight of water with beaker is WB. Reading of the spring balance, that is W1, is apparent weight, that is true weight minus buoyancy force, that is WA minus B. Reading of the weighing scale, W2 equal to weight of water with beaker plus buoyancy force. So we get a W2 equal to WB plus B. A point object O is kept at origin. When a concave mirror M1 is placed at x equal to 6 cm, image is formed at infinity. When M1 is replaced with another concave mirror M2 at the same position, image is formed at x equal to 30 cm. Then the ratio of focal length of M1 to that of M2 is. Image is formed at infinity for the first mirror. So the focal length of the first mirror will be 6 cm because image is formed at infinity only when the object is placed at a focal point. Image distance for the second mirror is given to be 24 cm behind the mirror, so it is virtual image. Object distance for the second mirror is 6 cm. Applying mirror formula, we get f equal to 8 cm. So the ratio of focal lengths will be 6 by 8, that is 3 by 4. Melting point of a substance is 10 degrees centigrade. What does this mean? Melting point is defined as the constant temperature at which the solid phase of a substance gets converted into liquid phase. During melting, the solid and liquid phases remain in equilibrium till the complete solid turns into liquid. The heat energy supplied to the substance during melting is converted into increased potential energy of the molecules of the substance, known as latent heat. So the correct option is C. U-tube contains some amount of mercury. Immiscible liquid X is poured in left arm and immiscible liquid Y is poured in the right arm. Length of the liquid X is 8 cm, length of the liquid Y is 10 cm, and upper levels of X and Y are equal. If density of Y is 3.36 gram per cc and 13.6 gram per cc is density of mercury, then density of X is. Length of the liquid column X is 8 cm and that of liquid column Y is 10 cm. Since the upper levels of X and Y are same, length of mercury column at the common horizontal level would be 2 cm. Pressure at same horizontal level should be same, so PA equal to PB. So applying the pressure formula, that is P equal to rho GH for the three liquids, we obtain density of liquid X to be 0.8 gram per cc. The effective resistance between A and D in the circuit shown in the adjacent figure is. Imagine a battery connected between A and D. The current entering A divides at A dash. One part takes the path A dash, B dash, D dash, D. So the resistor in this path is 10 ohms and 10 ohms in series. Another part takes the path A dash, C dash, D dash, D. So the resistance in this path is 10 ohms and 10 ohms are in series. So the effective resistance of the circuit as shown in figure would be 5 ohms resistance in series with 20 ohms resistors 2 and in series with another 5 ohms resistance. So the effective value comes out to be 20 ohm. 3 bulbs B1, B2 and B3 having rated powers 100 watt, 60 watt and 60 watt at 250 volt are connected in a circuit as shown in figure. If W1, W2 and W3 are output powers of the bulbs respectively, then output power of the bulb is nothing but power consumed by it. Consumed power equal to V supply by V rated whole square into rated power. So output power of bulb 3 is 250 by 250 whole square into 60, that comes out to be 60 watt. Resistance of bulb B1 comes out to be 625 and the resistance of bulb B2 comes out to be 6250 by 6 ohm. As the same current flows through B1 and B2, power consumed by B2 is more. So the final answer would be option D. Rod AB of radius 2r is joined to rod BC of radius r. They are of same material and are of same length. The combination carries a current I. Choose the correct statement. Both the rods are made up of same material and are of same length. So the rods are connected in series. Same current flows through them. Resistance of AB, rho L by A, that comes out to be 1 by 4 rho L by pi r square. Resistance of BC comes out to be rho L by pi r square, that comes out to be 4 times resistance of AB. As the same current is flowing through both the rods, we can apply V equal to IR, VAB equal to I into RAB and VBC equal to I into RBC. Taking the ratio VAB by VBC comes out to be 1 by 4, so VBC equal to 4 times VAB. In the figure shown, the current carrying loop is fixed whereas the current carrying straight conductor is free to move. Then the straight wire will remain stationary, move towards the loop, moves away from the loop, rotate about the axis perpendicular to the plane of the paper. The loop is fixed and the straight wire is free to move. The magnetic field created by the loop is as shown. X represents the field into the plane of the paper. Dot represents the field out of the plane of the paper. Applying Fleming's left hand rule for the straight current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field, the force is acting on the conductor towards right. A convex mirror of focal length f produces an image of size equal to 1 by n times the size of the object. Then the object distance is. Focal length of the convex mirror is f. Size of the image is 1 by n times the size of the object. So hi equal to 1 by n times h naught, which gives us v equal to u by n. That is image distance equal to object distance by n. Applying mirror formula, we get object distance u equal to n minus 1 times f.